Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Gary, and in today's episode I will be looking ahead to the 4th edition of the UEFA Nations League. Yes, it is back following Spain's victory last year. The draw for the leagues in the group places will take place on the 8th of February in Paris. The Nations League will then commence after Euro 2024 in the autumn, with the actual finals, so the final four, taking place in June 2025. So let's take a look at any changes to the UEFA Nations League, and let's take a look to see who England could potentially draw. So just before we get started in today's video, I just want to give a shout out and a thank you to England Tees. As you can see, I am sporting a lovely new t-shirt. England Tees contacted me and very kindly sent me one of their shirts. If you're interested in what they have to offer, they have a great range of t-shirts with an England theme. Check out their Twitter channel at England Tees or their website at englandtees.co.uk. Here is a selection of some of the t-shirts that they have to offer at a very reasonable price. As you can see, I'm wearing my t-shirt. Really impressed, really pleased with the quality. I really like the design and I highly recommend you check it out. So getting straight into the changes for the UEFA Nations League, let's go over these. There's not a huge amount of difference, but let's take a look. So as we all know, there are 4 leagues, League A, B, C and D, and within those there are going to be separate groups. England, of course, have been relegated from League A. We'll come on to that in a second. But what changes are being made for the 2024-2025 Nations League campaign? So the UEFA Nations League campaign will be expanded with a new knockout round to be played in March 2025, thereby creating continuity between the group phase ending in November and the finals played in June. The League A group winners and runners-up will participate in a home and away quarter-finals, with the winner of these ties qualifying for the final four. So that's different to previous years. If you previously won your group in League A, you would automatically qualify for the semi-final, well, what would be classed as the finals, but essentially the final four out of those League A group winners. Now it seems that the 2 top teams in each of the groups within League A will then play a playoff, as essentially what they're calling a quarter-final, to then earn the right to qualify for the semi-final the following year. The 4th place teams in League A and B are automatically relegated to League B and C respectively, so nothing changes there. The 2 lowest ranked 4th place teams in League C, meanwhile, are relegated to League D. Again, no changes. 4 group winners in Leagues B and C, as well as the 2 group winners in League D, are automatically promoted to Leagues A, B and C respectively. Again, that's no different. Essentially, when we come onto England's group, if we win the group, we go back up to League A. The 3rd ranked teams of League A and the runners-up of League B, as well as the 3rd ranked teams of League B and the runners-up of League C, if that makes any sense, will play a home and away promotion and relegation playoff. So these are additional games, so there's an opportunity for teams to be promoted if they finish runners-up in Leagues B and C, and something about the 3rd ranked teams in League A. So there's essentially more games. There will also be playoffs between the 2 best ranked 4th place teams from League C and the 2 runners-up from League D. The expansion of the UEFA Nations League into the international match calendar window of March will only concern a selected number of teams, and the remaining teams will already be available to start the European qualifiers. So pretty much as you were, apart from a few playoff games by the looks of it, but the leagues and the groups remain the same in terms of their size and scale. This now brings us on to, of course, where England are within the UEFA Nations League pyramid, if you like. And if you all think back to last year and that disastrous campaign that England had in a group alongside Italy, Hungary and Germany, if you remember, England finished bottom of the group. It was a disastrous campaign. As you all remember, some fixtures were bolted on to the end of the domestic fixture campaign, and the England players, they just didn't want to be there. It was a disastrous display. We got hammered by Hungary and it was just an awful campaign, and it meant we finished bottom of our league, which means we are now in League B, which also means we obviously cannot win the UEFA Nations League as a whole. Regardless if we win our group, we cannot qualify for those finals in 2025. So this means England aren't going to be drawn against your traditional big teams, your Spains, your Italys, your Frances, your Germanys, because we're in the league below. Interestingly, in the first UEFA Nations League campaign, when Leagues A only had 3 teams, some bigger teams were relegated, but UEFA changed the rules the following season for the second campaign to avoid big teams dropping into League B, but no such luck for England this time. So who can we play, or rather, who can we we avoid? Or let's take a look at the pots regardless. So here's League A. Every single team within League A, as I've stated, we cannot draw. So forget all of those teams. We are, of course, there we are in League B. And each league is then divided into pots. So teams are then ranked within each of those leagues. England are in pot 1 of League B, so ranked as the top seeds of League B alongside Austria, Czechia and Wales, which means we cannot draw any of those teams within that league. So we need to look straight down into pot 2, and looking at pot 2 we can draw Finland, Ukraine, Iceland or Norway. Pretty good teams there, but no one that England should fear. Out of those I would love us to draw Iceland. I think it'd be nice to get some revenge against that European exit all those years ago, and it's a team we don't often play. I would like us to avoid Ukraine. We did, of course, have them in our European qualification campaign, so it's just nice to play different teams. Of course, Haaland's Norway as well is a possibility, so that may be an interesting draw. And Finland are on a little bit of a resurgence, so you can't write them off. So I think pot 2, it doesn't scare England, but there's some difficult teams in there. Ukraine, of course, on their day can cause an upset and can play very good football, but England in the past, over recent years, have had the better of them. Looking at pot 3, we could have Slovenia, Republic of Ireland, Albania or Montenegro. And I don't really have a preference who we draw here. I'll be honest, if I was going to be forced to pick one, I would love us to draw Republic of Ireland. I just think it's going to have that extra spice and energy about it. I know some of the fans who like to go abroad, Ireland wouldn't be their top destination for the away fixture, but I just think that's a nice fixture, that is, in terms of the energy that will come around that, the passion. It'll really get the fans up for that, so I'd love us to draw the Republic of Ireland. You would argue Montenegro are the easiest team to draw within that pot, but either way, I'm confident England can get comfortably past any of those teams. And in pot 4, we have Georgia, Greece, Turkey or Kazakhstan. Turkey are definitely capable of causing an upset. All of these teams are teams that England haven't played that often in recent years. So again, I'd be interested to have every single one of them. Kazakhstan is obviously the one that jumps out in terms of being a huge distance to travel. So that would be interesting if we were to draw Kazakhstan. I don't actually know if England have played Kazakhstan before or what the history is there, but it would be a very different fixture. But looking at these groups, I've done a bit of best case and worst case scenario, at least from a FIFA rankings perspective, whatever you think of those. So looking at a worst case scenario for England, according to FIFA World Rankings, it will be a group of Ukraine, Slovenia and Turkey. So again, if that's the worst we could possibly have, I would take that, and I would still expect England to come through comfortably. Best case from a FIFA rankings perspective would be Iceland, Montenegro and Kazakhstan, and that does obviously sound easier. Kazakhstan, the lowest ranked team out of all these possible opponents we could draw at 100 as we currently speak. Teams, of course, play each other home and away, so they will be 6 games in total to be played across the UEFA Nations League before the leagues are determined. The match days are already confirmed, so here are the confirmed dates for when these games will take place. And remember, England could be playing their first matches after Gareth Southgate. I think a lot of people believe that this may be Southgate's last tournament. Who knows what will happen, but it wouldn't be surprising if England did have a new manager after the Euros. So these groups may not be as straightforward as what we may think. England may be going through a transition period, but I don't know about you, but I think we desperately need to get back into League A. League B is not where we belong, particularly the fact that the Scottish are in League A, which is a disgrace. Having said that though, these competitive fixtures that you would expect England to win could be a good starting point for a new manager to come in. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think there's a possibility England could be playing some new teams there that we've not played in a long time or previously, and I can't wait for a draw. I love a good draw. Remember, it's due to take place on Thursday the 8th of February in Paris. I will be doing a reaction video to cover the results following that. Let me know who you want in the comments below, and I will see you all on my next video.